Starting off here with another 6-inch tulip wood blank, using my small faceplate again, just to fit straight into the jaws. First job after I've just faced off the bottom slightly is to mark where I'm going to have the tenon on here. And yes, I'm doing a tenon for a change on a bowl because I'm looking for a different sort of base on here. Next thing is to just start shaping the outside of the bowl, and for this whole job I'm using my smaller bowl gouge. I'm looking for more of a curved shape on the bowl with a nice lip. With tulip wood being fairly soft, you do get a fair bit of tear out. Usually a scraper will clear most of it up, but it does still require a fair bit of sanding to take it fully out. Once I've sanded all the outside, I then decide to give most of the outside a very, very light burning with my small blowtorch. Then cut it back with the last grit of sandpaper, sanding sealer, Yorkshire Grit, Woodwax22, Microcrystaline Wax. Now the good thing about using this type of faceplate which goes into the chuck is that when I've finished I can just literally flip it straight round on the jaws, which is quite handy because that way you can make sure it does fit the jaws properly. With the faceplate removed, it's then straight on with all the hollowing process. Slowly work down the sides, making sure they're as even as possible, stopping, checking regularly, taking measurements. What I decided to do this time is just lightly burn the rim. Finished off as before with the outside of the bowl, sanding sealer, Yorkshire Grit, Woodwax22 and Microcrystaline Wax. Really slowly start nibbling away at the tenon on the base. And I'm leaving a fairly big nub to start with so that I can make sure that I get most of that tenon all sanded down and to the finish that I want. I just put a couple of detail lines in, take it off, just sign the bottom as I normally do with my name, the date it was made and the wood type. Finally taking the nub down, you'll see that I really did make a mistake and went too far and it flies straight off the lathe. Hello there, it's Paul here and welcome everyone. Just waiting for some things to dry on another project, and I grabbed a 6-inch tulip plank and I thought I'd just video this little bowl. I think I did one a little while ago where I did a little bit of burning work on it, and I just opted for something fairly subtle on there just to really pull out little parts of the grain. As far as the top goes, I've only done a gentle part on the rim, haven't actually touched the bowl itself. Tulip wood is actually quite a soft wood, and you do get little bits of tear out, and it hasn't come up too badly at all. For the base, I have done something as a first for myself. Normally I'd put a mortise on here and have that all hidden in part of the bottom, but I've been watching Rick on Wood Turning Arts, and I think I did give a link and whatever before on a previous video, but I will be a link below again. And he turns mainly wet wood, and so he has a tenon on there, and when he finishes it off, he uses that tenon as part of the foot. Very similar to what I've done here, so that's where I've really got the idea from. And he will then usually take the tenon down to a small thickness in proportion to the bowl, with something like I've done there, and usually do some form of a pattern work and stuff like that on the inside. So that was sort of like my take on it. Quite pleased with this. Only annoying thing was when I had it just finishing the bottom off here, taking the last bit, little bit of nub off. Stupid mistake, just took too much off, went flying off the lathe. Got a little cut mark on here, but that sort of seems to be about the only damage, just on the corner there. So got away with it, really, just really lucky. And like I say, nice little 6-inch bowl, and I think with the little bit of burning work on there, just adds a little extra piece of interest. The tulip wood does have quite a nice grain, as you can see there. Don't know whether it actually shows up on the camera or not, but there is actually quite a lot of grain in there. So it's just really the burning just to give it that little bit of extra lift. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next project video.